Today, I'm going to introduce you to a real Manitoba giant. Hi, I'm Randy Mooi. I'm the Curator of Zoology at the Manitoba Museum. This is the Lake Sturgeon. It's our largest freshwater fish, incredibly large, in fact. They can get up to about 3 meters long and about 180 kilograms. That's about 10 feet and over 400 pounds. They do start very small, as just 3-millimeter eggs. You might have heard of caviar. Those come from sturgeon, a very famous food. In the first year, they're just about 12 centimeters long, and after 5 years or so, they're maybe 20 centimeters long. By the time they reach these huge sizes that we had talked about, 10 meters, it's sometimes estimated that they could be 100 to 150 years old, although it's very hard to age sturgeon once they're that old. The large sturgeon, the 3-meter sturgeon, was actually caught in Manitoba at the Rosso River, about 80 kilometers or so south of the museum. They have a very unusual shape, almost a shark-like shape, and they have these bony scutes that are modified scales that help protect the fish when they're young. These actually often get a little bit duller as the fish gets older and they're rubbed on rocks and whatnot. They do feed near the bottom. They have some interesting adaptations for that. They have a mouth that's right on the bottom of their head, beneath the snout, and they're not visual feeders. So they're in the bottom of a river or a lake, mucking around, and they use these barbels that are sensory. They can taste and smell with these barbels and help them find their food. Underneath the snout, just in front of the barbels, are these small pores that are able to sense the weak electrical fields that are created by the muscles of the prey that they're going after. The prey usually are small invertebrates, sometimes small fishes, and actual mussels. Sturgeon have been fished both in North America and in Europe for thousands of years. And of course, they're eaten for food, but they also have a swim bladder that has a substance called isinglass inside, which is this material here. This is dried. This material was used by First Nations as a glue. It can be dissolved and it can be used as a glue to patch canoes. It is also an adhesive for paint. So if you mix it with color, you can paint it on rocks or clothing. And even today, here at the museum, it gets processed into this clear, almost plasticized looking material. It can be dissolved in water and is used to stick flaking paint on important historical specimens to glue it back on. And perhaps more importantly for some folks is that it's used to clarify wines and beers. So this is a long tradition of being done, so it can take sediment out of beer and wines and make them clear, and so that you have this nice drink at dinner. And even now, even though we have newer ways of doing that, some traditionalists still like to use isinglass for that purpose. So I hope you've had an introduction to an amazing Manitoba giant. Come on down to the museum, to the Parklands Gallery, or the Welcome Gallery, where we have a 1.4-meter sturgeon hanging there that's estimated to be about 50 years old.